Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, boys. Cole, my friend, tell me your opinion of the Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, you had to start with me and Sam Darnold. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is unfortunately a Super Bowl quarterback. I never thought I would be able to say that, especially with what I've seen with my own eyes in person, what he did for us, but that was a long time ago. And like you indeed said before the show started, how does that make Minnesota look? It's already cost them jobs. That's the team that has real problems because of this. But very, very, very good game by Seattle's defense.
Right, right. And Diesel skills, sometimes the defense does win championships.
Yeah, defense looked great for Seattle. Really, the league leading defense that we thought they were. That's who they were last night. And the Patriots just didn't have the defensive game that I kind of thought they were going to have. So it was kind of a disappointment for me on what I saw from the Patriots last night, especially on the offensive side of the football. I figured they'd make some adjustments in the second half and make some sort of a better comeback than what we saw, Pickle. I was kind of surprised that we didn't see more changes in the plays that were being called and the way they were attacking that Seattle defense. I feel like there had to have been something else different they could have done to get a little better result.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, and shout out Sam Darnold for winning the Super Bowl, and for anybody who wants to hear it, Drake May was still a rookie. His offensive line was having issues. I thought the Patriots offensive coordinator Daniels could have called a little better game. Um, all those excuses aside, I'm sure he'll get better and he'll win a Super Bowl sometime in his career. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to go over a little bit of the Panther free agents, and a lot of people just throw out lists. We're going to do a little bit different today. We are going to go over the complete list. As y'all can see, the complete list. We have 18 unrestricted free agents. Austin Corbett. Now, this is available at Panthers.com. Okay? Y'all need to go check. There is an article there that talks about Luke Kuechly and the knock on his door to present him with the news that he's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And yeah, Andy Dalton's involved. Folks, it's a free article. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's available on Panthers.com.
Just a little piece of history, of Panthers history,
Absolutely.
Pickle. I mean, it was arguably our best defensive player in history. And
Right.
the run he had here, Peppers, you can make the argument maybe he was the best, but he wasn't always a Panther. He did come
Right.
back and end his career here, and we certainly do appreciate that. But Luke Kuechly is very special to the Panthers in that he played all 8 seasons here with us.
Absolutely. The unrestricted free agents, the 18 are offensive linemen. We'll go with these by name. Austin Corbett, offensive line tackle. Yosh Nyman, offensive lineman. Cade Mays, and offensive lineman Brady Christensen, and offensive lineman Jake Curran. And we'll pause it right there a little bit and go over. Y'all tell me what you think. In my opinion, uh, I read an article on the Athletic. Joe Person believes that Austin Corbett could find himself back here in a small deal just for depth purposes because he really does love Charlotte and he's not interested. He's really not interested in going anywhere else. So I thought that was interesting. Would you take Austin Corbett back as pure depth only?
I mean, considering what he signed for, Pickle, sure, why not? I mean, we need extra linemen anyway,
Right,
and we don't know what's going to happen with some of these guys, and we're down our left tackle too, which
right.
makes this even more complicated. So maybe the continuity of bringing Corbett back on the money that we paid him this past season isn't a bad deal for the Panthers. It might be the right call.
Right, right. Plus, it gives you depth at center and guard, given the situation with Cade Mays as well. Um, you know,
That's a
Cade
great
Mays.
point.
There's a lot of folks talking about Cade Mays and Linderbaum up there for the Ravens. He's a free agent as well, and but an article came out that he's reportedly going to request at least 17 million
Ooh,
per year. And let's understand what I just said. According to Twitter and on the Athletic, it's being reported he's requesting at least 17 million. When you say the word "at least" or the phrase, that means that's just a low number he wants. So
getting a little rich for me.
it is he would indeed be the highest paid offensive lineman for the Panthers, I believe, if that happens. Now, I really don't think he's headed here. I think he'll head somebody with a boatload of cap money. The Patriots still have a boatload of cap money. The Seahawks still have a boatload of cap money. I really think he'll end up going somewhere that has a boatload of cap money. Um, Josh Nyman, I believe we will re-sign him, similar to a deal. Maybe a little bit cheaper than he got last time. It's hard to say. I believe he'll be re-signed. I believe Jake Curhan's going to be re-signed. Both the guys are going to be depth going into the draft or preseason. Doesn't mean they'll be here by the time they make the 53-man roster in September. Brady Christensen, I believe he'll be let in for out free agency. What y'all think?
I think it's
I think
interesting
it's spot on.
talking about that center, bringing him in, Linderbaum, because the Panthers already have the highest paid offensive line in the
I
NFL,
was thinking that
Right.
too, D's great point.
and we can't keep pouring money into it and not getting results. I mean, we really. I know we went through a lot of injuries and a lot of different combinations on that offensive line, but did we really get our money's worth? Is would be my question. Should we have performed maybe a little better considering what we were getting paid? I mean, I understand taking Robert Hunt out of the equation changes that offensive line tremendously, and I guess that's the biggest difference, really. Putting him back in there, just for that playoff game, I didn't see that wasn't enough for me to tell what kind of difference it is with him in that lineup and without out having him. But I am sure that he makes us better. And
Sure.
we've got to come up with some kind of solution for center in case we're just going to go ahead and say it's Austin Corbett's job and then hope he's healthy all season because we've got a young guy that's kind of developing behind him, Pickle, but I still have to think Josh Nyman at left tackle and Austin Corbett at center. I don't really feel like that's the combination that the Panthers and the fans are looking for going into next season. Doesn't feel like those are the answers to me.
Right, right. And listen, I believe Dan has a plan, and I believe that you'll find that will likely, to my opinion. And here's it comes: when you hit free agency, you got a choice. You can re-sign Josh Nyman, pretty much use him, and then go out and draft somebody one somewhere in the draft. And I'm not saying the first round, because here's the catch. We're going to have to, folks are going to have to understand. If you go out and you uh, draft a left tackle in the first round, then you're pretty much saying, okay, Icky, you're all right, but you're not that. I don't think that they want to believe that. I think they're just happy and they want Nicky to develop. Now, my personal opinion is that if Icky Icky still has issues, um, Icky still have issues, um,
You mean
pass
with
block.
his performance,
He
or
does, he
okay?
does,
Thank you.
but
I didn't know
but
if you're talking health or his
yeah,
performance.
well, but the deal is, um, well, okay, to be honest with you, I believe our offensive core, or I believe our head coach doesn't really want to run the ball that much. I believe he wants to pass the ball. I'm all for letting him go out and putting in the offense he wants to run, and but this, but with Icky here, and a lot of it's going to be fine if they if they sign a big time free agency. They're not going to sign that big time free agency to be a backup after Icky comes back, if Icky comes back. So I don't think they're going to sign a free agent left tackle. I also don't think they're going to draft one high. And if they do one of them, that's a key sign that they don't have a long term outlook for Icky, at least not at left tackle. Um, so all that being said, and making a long way short, I believe that they'll sign a free agent, a relatively, I guess, to say cheap or mediocre free agent, maybe just re-sign Josh Nyman, and then draft one in the third or fourth round or later, somebody that could play left and right as a future replacement for Josh Nyman, or even a future replacement for Taylor Moton if or when he retires. I think there's a logistic, honestly, to that. That's what I think they're going to do at left tackle.
Yeah, and it makes a ton of sense to me that you go that route. I mean, I
Right,
don't know that that tackle is going to be there at number 19. That you're. I don't even know that that's the piece that you want to select at 19. I mean, if a guy falls and you really like him, then maybe we should go there at 19. But to me, like you said, going going with a middle of the road guy in free agency, I'm not expecting us to get top of the line left tackle for sure. The money's just too high, and we're already overly invested in this offensive line, which is what I was kind of getting to in my last rant. We've paid enough into the offensive line. It's time to get some people to start developing in the offensive
right,
line. And if you use that pick in the third or fourth round, that's more of a developmental style pick where the guy sits for a little bit, like you were mentioning, and then later becomes someone who either is a serviceable backup replacing Nyman or a starting caliber tackle. And that's exciting too. I would like to see that. And one of the guys that you're getting to and you're about to get to, I'll get to him early, is Jake Curhan. I think he's one of
right.
those pieces that is already like this middle of the road piece. I think that we got him for next to nothing, and he played like a guy that was serviceable when we brought him in, and we used him at different places as well. So I really like Curhan. I know he's got a history with Dave Canales, and
Mhm.
so does Damian Lewis. So it seems like that Canales does have an eye for guys that he's played with in the past. He knows he can play the position, and we're on the right track with this offensive line. But we've got to make some smart moves. To your point, Pickle, we've got to make some really smart moves this offseason, not only in free agency, but in the draft as well as how we're going to attack this injury and what we're going to do at tackle moving forward. Because with the severity of that injury, there could be some things that come to light, Pickle, that they don't share with
Right.
everybody. And it could be the case that we do end up moving on from Icky because of medical reasons. You know what I mean? And
Right, right.
it's looking like it's not going to be something that's going to be fully recovered from. Something like that could happen, and us completely not know about it. And you bringing it up now will help us down the road read between the tea leaves as to what's really going on behind the scenes.
Right. And one thing about, remember, we have right now, according to Over the Cap, we have 14.4 million available in cap. But it is Brandon Tiller's job to find more uh find more cap when he can. So and get more cap if needed. So I'm not really too much worried about the cap situation. I believe they'll 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 figure. I believe if they want somebody out there, they'll make room for that. Now, if you say we only can sign one free agent, uh, I'll tell you who that one free agent for me or what position it would be. But I'm
I'd
going to
love
do
to
that.
know.
I'm going to do that on Thursday on Cold Show.
Oh, you always do this to me.
And which ones we would like to see the Panthers sign for our team. Is Sam is Sam is Sam Darnold a free agent? Oh, that's right. We don't need a quarterback. Never mind. Ha. Yeah. Um. Next we have we're going to do a 2-for-1 deal. We're going to have David Moore and Rico Dowell. Um. I would let both of them walk out the door without even offering a contract to me. But I think the Panthers are going to offer Rico a contract just to see. I believe they're going to do one of them. Here's a nice contract, take it or leave it. But if you go out and look and you can't find anything better, it'll still be on the table. And I think that's how that's going to work that out. That way, if he goes out there and realizes nobody's going to give him the contract he wants with a guaranteed starter like he wants, then he'll come back.
Yeah, I'd have to wholeheartedly agree with that. I do believe that the Panthers offer Rico Dowdle a contract. I really do. Did you watch some of the pre Super Bowl coverage where it was him and
Yes,
Bryce in the interview? Yeah,
yes,
that was
yes.
that was cool. I like
Yeah,
Rico Dowdle. I
right,
really do. He's a good guy. I mean, he really
right,
is. The Panthers want to bring him back. I'm fine with that. I know he didn't crush it towards the end of the season, but with the trajectory he was on, he wasn't going to be able to continue running at that pace anyway. There's backs and except for what Adrian Peterson, nobody runs for 200 yards a game. You know what I mean? Like he's the only guy
right,
that can do it. And so everybody else is going to wear down. And I think Rico just wore down a little bit. I think but
right,
the effort he had was amazing, bro. It was a
right.
ton of effort from that guy early to light a fire up under this offense and make our season what it was this year. In a lot of ways, he was the spark that did that, especially in that game versus the Dolphins. If y'all remember, we were down 17 points. It's the greatest
Mhm.
comeback in Panthers history, the largest comeback in Panthers history, and we were able to come back and win that game, and largely apart from Rico Dowdle. And I think it will be a modest contract. I think it'll be a contract that he initially doesn't want to sign. And I very well do believe, like Pickle said, he's going to test the market. But I do think somebody might pay him. I think he might get his money, Cole. Do you think somebody pays Rico, or do you think he comes crawling back home?
So yeah, I think there's gonna be a market for Rico for sure.
Well, let me ask you this though: with the Super Bowl MVP hitting free agency.
I love that. Go ahead and get him.
Well, that's not my question. The question is, would he take a spot that Rico normally would get?
Sure. He's gonna be RB1 if he's going in free agency,
Right.
probably.
Because if you're hypothetically say you're Kansas City and you need a running back, you would
Oh
be
yeah, you're
dumb
calling
not to
Walker
go
first
after
for
him.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dowdle coming off back to back 1,000 yard seasons.
Right.
That's screaming RB1 for somebody. I just don't know
Sure.
who in the league necessarily needs him, or number two, wants to pay him what he feels like he deserves. Because it's messed up really the way they're doing running backs right now. To be honest, I mean running backs just aren't getting paid what they should for the most part. They're
Right.
undervalued. They really are for the workload that they carry, for the amount of difference they can make for a football offense.
Right.
So really, I guess it's a bargain for whoever decides to sign him because I don't think you're going to have another guy that's rushed for 1,000 yards each year. Maybe Walker. I think maybe Walker's coming available. But other than that, I mean, I think Rico Dowdle will be high on every NFL's team list that really is looking for a true
Mm,
number one running back. So we'll
right.
see how this plays out. It's going to be interesting.
Right. Now the next on the list, well, I guess we'll just skip over David Moore. I really don't think he's coming back. If he does, it'll be a vet minimum deal at the end of the free agency. Uh, the next two guys up we're going to chat about is edge rushers DJ Wanham and Trevor Gibson. Um, DJ Wanham, I'm completely out on. I wouldn't offer him a contract. I would have cut him before the playoffs. I'm just massively disappointed in everything he's done. I did read an article today that's suggesting that some in the league say he's never recovered from the injury he had when we signed him. Trevor Gibson, I do like. I think he made a few plays this year. I think he's a guy. He's a vet. I think he's 27 or 28, so he's not a guy you're going to really develop. But he's a guy that'll stick around on special teams and occasionally do some spot duty for you and help you out.
So the DJ Wanham thing, Pickle, is interesting to me because in his first year here, when he finally got healthy and got on the field, when he was doing his kind of own thing and his own agenda, man, he was producing. He was getting sacks. He had 5 sacks in 8 games or something like that, some kind of decent stat for us. And we were really expecting big things from him this year. But instead, we didn't get big things from DJ Wanham. It felt like he was more playing the way Avero wanted him to play that position, not necessarily going after the quarterback as much, but dropping back into coverage and trying to pick up backs and whoever else might be out there for him to guard in his zone. And it just feels like it hurt him. It feels like it literally hurt him and his stats this year. And I would think that somebody like DJ Wanham would probably want to go somewhere else so he could get back to what he's good at, which is rushing the passer, and less of what we saw him kind of struggle with this season, and that's dropping into coverage. So I'm with you. I don't expect DJ Wanham to be back. I expect Dan Morgan to take a swing at somebody else because that's what we continue to do at this position. We just continue to churn through guys, and it seems like we can't find anybody that can hold on long enough to really grasp what Avero wants and execute it the way Avero wants. And
Right.
I'm on board with Gibson too. I say that's a guy that we need to keep in here and continue to develop because of the production that we saw from him with limited snaps.
Right.
Pickle, I overrated Wanham a lot. I was one of the ones Dees was talking about right then. I really thought he could be a double digit sack guy. I thought he could get 10 potentially on the year, and he just
Okay.
never came close to that. I think the lack of pass rush from him as well. Not really necessarily going to blame the rookies, but that's still a question, and I wouldn't be surprised if that room is added to or drafted as well. We don't have that under control yet.
Right.
No, we're gonna see some new faces and some new
Yes.
names in those
Absolutely.
positions, I believe.
Absolutely. And there are fans out there who keep talking about Panthers trading some of our draft picks to move up in the draft. Y'all, I truly believe that's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream by fans. We do it every year. We talk about trading up for this player and moving around for this player. Then the draft comes and a guy gets drafted earlier by somebody else you didn't realize, and it's trade back, trade back. We'll get excellent picks if we trade all the way back and we take everybody with the fifth or sixth pick. Fans are fans. They're always going to do that way.
Yeah, it's okay. We can have all the hypotheticals y'all want to have. We got time.
Right. The next one is Christian Roseboom and Christy Barnes. I would actually re-sign. I thought a lot about this. I would re-sign both of them for pure depth only. For pure depth. Uh, Kind of the bottom of the salary situation.
Yeah, I mean Chris Barnes played a lot of special teams too, from what I recall. So yeah, that's a guy that we can already pick out ahead of time that we need for the special teams and can contribute as a serviceable backup. We know that Roseboom had another year breaking 100 plus tackles, just like the year before. So I can't see any reason to move off of Roseboom. I can see lots of reason to bring in more competition, though, Pickle.
Right. 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 And listen, they may not, for my idea of the money I'm offering them, they may not take that. They may want to go somewhere else to get something else. That's fine with me. They can go somewhere else. I would offer them a depth, but a depth salary, not in a starter salary. Christian Roseboom got starting salary last year. He helped out when he had to. I do not believe he's worth paying what he was paid last year, but
No.
that's just my opinion.
No, he
And
had good production. I mean, the
right,
production was there, but
yes,
the overall defense, I guess, wasn't
right.
there. I
Well,
mean,
what I'm reading the article from Joe Person, and it was reminding me something. Before Wallace got re-injured, the Panthers were moving him off the field in running down, or moving him in known passing situations. They were pulling him off the field because he doesn't do you any good in passing situations. Because he's a bad coverer, but Roseboom is a good run stopper. So you're kind of caught in the 22 there, and you would rather have somebody who can do great at both, or at least average in both, than someone who is real good at one thing but can't do real bad at the other. So it's it's. But I do agree. He had when it came to run stopping, he looked really good, and there's a lot of games that he made some key plays. It's just toward the end of the year, I think teams were targeting him in the passing game because they knew he couldn't cover.
oh yeah,
So
with drags, they had guys dragging across the middle constantly, slipping in
right,
behind him, and it worked game after game. And
right,
it didn't matter how much I screamed at my TV for him to turn his head around and look for who he was covering, he still wouldn't do it. But
right,
back in the day, we would have said Roseboom is a good downhill tackler, is what
right,
we would have
right,
said.
right.
It,
Exactly. You're right.
and that's his strength, and he had the TFLs to show for it. Like I said, the
Yeah, he's not
stats.
bad in the box. He's not.
No, the stats and production's there, Cole, but he's not really what Evero needs, and that's kind of my same thing
No.
with DJ Wanham. If we're going to commit to Evero, we got to commit to the system, guys, and then we need to bring guys in that are a part of that system or can play in that system and contribute to it, not guys that leave glaring holes in it like Roseboom's doing, Cole.
Right.
I don't
Absolutely.
know where the right answer for linebacker is, and it is probably one of our biggest needs for long term necessity, I guess is how I would say that. But they just aren't. I think it's like Pickle. It feels like a quarterback situation sometimes. There's only so many great ones, and it just feels like the longer we go in time, I just don't see as many great quarterbacks as I used to see.
Right.
Like you said, you're either a run stopper or a coverage guy. There's nobody that's like elite at both anymore.
Right. You're
There
absolutely
might
right.
be a few, but nothing consistent. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if there is, you to draft it. If that's CJ Allen or whoever that is, go get him.
And I think that's consensus for a lot of fans too, Cole, that we can resolve this problem through the draft. Um, and and there's good free agent linebackers out there, but are they what Avero is looking for? Especially when we're long term committed to Avero. I mean, man, you talk about a can of worms in that conversation. That's a huge can of worms to open up, and we just that that's the biggest thing for me during this offseason, Pickle. I just want this team and this defense to bring in guys that really work for Avero. The Panthers already committed to him, so we need to commit to his scheme and make sure that we're bringing in the right guys accordingly, and stop just bringing in bodies because it's not working for the defense and it's not working for Avero. And we're committed to Avero now, so we need to make sure that we're doing the right things from the front office side, Pickle.
These, of course, if you draft a linebacker and he hits, that's instant gratification. But that's also a position you really got. excuse me, you really have to wait on. Sometimes these players have to develop at linebacker. That's not an easy position for you to just go out there and dominate day one. So if you
Yeah,
want to get one and give him time to develop, now's probably the time.
and that makes sense, and I think all that's true, right? But look at the words of Dan Morgan. This is the new standard now. The new standard is winning the division. The new
Oh yeah,
the new
you got
standard
to
is
have a
going to the
playoff caliber
playoffs.
linebacker. We're far from it.
Yeah, and we're way away from it. And we're talking about growing one, and we're talking like, well, that's 2 years away. That's not even
That's what
next
I'm saying.
season.
Yeah, so
That's
you're
not
kind
even
of
the
damned.
season after. Like, how are we gonna? How I don't know how the Panthers are really gonna address this. I'm just 100% sure that it needs to be addressed. Like, we need to do something there. Not only an outside linebacker or edge rusher, but same thing as middle linebacker too. And
We could really use 3 of them if we're getting real. As bad as
yeah,
that sounds.
well, I mean, who is saying that Trevin Wallace is going to be this guy that's going to step into that role next year as a potential Pro Bowler? I mean, I hadn't seen anybody say it.
How much longer do you think they wait on that project before they pull the plug on it?
You would think that there's a special fire in Dan Morgan's heart for this project of middle
Yeah,
linebacker.
that's what
You
I'm
would
saying. I
really,
think he'll lose his patience with him, honestly. And that's
you really
okay
would
because
believe
we
that.
demand top shelf play at that position. It's always been like that.
Incredibly lucky and gifted at that position too, and it's like in our short history, as many great middle linebackers as we've had, one of them being Dan Morgan, even though Dan's career was riddled with a good bit of injuries. When he was in the game, he was fantastic. When he was healthy, he was awesome. So
Yeah,
they've got to. I would think he's looking for a guy in his own image, to be honest with you.
I agree.
But
If you look
but
at the
we
past 20 or 25 years, D's, you got to put us in the top half for linebacker play over
seriously,
the totality of that. Because that was always the strongest part of our team for the most part, that and the defensive line.
in 8 years we had Kuechly here. I mean, the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame just confirmed it. So
it just makes it
very,
tough because we had him and Thomas Davis, and that's
yeah.
forever going to spoil us. And I understand that, and I'm not really like it would be great if you hand me that D's, but that's not really what I'm expecting. I need players that are young, speedy, super athletic, can cover, and can stop the run, and damn near Pro Bowl caliber players. That's what we really need in the position.
I'm gonna add Langy to that. Guys that are a little taller. I think we need guys that are taller and better in coverage. I'm gonna add
Yeah,
that to your description,
I'm
and
willing
I'm
to
gonna
put it.
say and I'm gonna say rangy too. We need linebackers that are rangy, can
Yes,
cover
Yeah.
ground quickly.
Right. Right. I agree. The next part is corners, and we have 3 free agent corners. Now, one of these gentlemen didn't play at all, and I'm not even going to talk about him. I don't. He's 28, I think. So, and Robert Rocco was 31. He played a little bit, but then he got hurt, and he was just on special teams. Those two, I'm not worried. I wouldn't even offer a contract. This Evans dude, y'all, he kind of came off the bench a little bit and helped us out when Thornton was hurt. Uh, he was kind of your, I guess to say he was our number 3 corner, our number 4 corner when Thornton got hurt. But Thornton should be coming back healthy this year. Does Evans get a contract?
I don't know. Not sure about that one. How you feel about that, D's?
I'm fine with it. I like
I
our
think I'm
corner
okay with
room.
it too.
Our corner
I do
room
too.
has
It's the
overproduced.
strongest it's ever been by far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm almost fine with Evans. Does he need to grow and develop and get a little better?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, he does.
Right.
But I'm fine with him being on this team next year. It's not like he's going to break the bank to keep him here.
Right.
And once again, we know this coaching staff on both sides of the ball
Right.
values continuity. So
Right.
this is a
Right.
guy that is serviceable depth for us right now.
Hmm.
And I'm cool staying the course because I believe, number one, that Jonathan Cooley will develop this guy, make him better than what he is yesterday. He'll be
Uh-huh.
better tomorrow. And then number two, that this style of defense works for him as a player because I've seen
Who
it.
who did you say could develop him strongly?
Thomas. Did I say Thomas Davis?
No, you said
I meant to
Jonathan
say,
Cooley.
yeah,
You said
Jonathan
it right.
Cooley.
You said it right. And
Oh, I
you
thought I
did you?
said it wrong.
No. The reason why I ask you that is because he may not be here. If he's
That's
offered the
very true.
defensive coordinator job for the Browns, he may take it. Possible.
I wouldn't blame him
Oh,
if he
that's for the
did.
DC position too. I
Yes.
thought it might have
No.
even been a lateral move. I didn't know what position he was
No. It
interviewing
was.
for a
It
while.
was for the defensive coordinator job.
Wow.
No, we need
And
him back. Don't do it
and
to us.
right. Which I mean, Evans. Evans. Let's remember, Evans is 26 years old, and he's 6'2", and I don't know how. I don't know. It's 180. He's 180. 198 pounds. He's roughly about 200 pounds, and he's 6'2". But he's played out on the field. He's had some good plays with some not so good plays. But like you said, Dees, he won't bust the brink anyway. So
No, we're moving in the right direction. The
right,
cornerback
absolutely.
room, and we're moving in the right direction really, really fast. It's like Pickle. That's probably one of the lowest things on my list of needs for the Panthers
Right.
I
is our
agree.
cornerback room. I
Yes.
know some guys don't feel that way. I
Right.
know we need to. I know we need to take a shot at one. You know what I mean?
Right.
If they draft a corner in the fifth round, well, that's cool. I'm
Right.
down with that. But if they draft one in the
Okay,
second,
I'm like
I'd
you
be upset.
nowadays. I do like
Right.
having him. I
Um.
like Mike Jackson at the two because he's gonna get thrown at, and he knows he's gonna get thrown at. He gets interceptions because of that. He knows he's gonna get targeted.
Yes.
Y'all, just to answer Michael's question here. No, they will do the update on the next Friday. They're going to come out with the big update that will supposedly fix everything. So look for that next Friday. Back to the conversation at hand. Um,
I'm having an absolute brain lapse. Who was the cornerback that got hurt that we really liked?
Thornton,
Yes.
Yeah.
Esther Thornton. Yeah,
Broke his
Yeah.
leg, so it
right.
ain't that bad. It's just a
No,
broken bone. It's not like it's torn ligaments and all this other mess. It's just gotta
I
wait for the
really
bone
like
to
him. I
heal.
think he'd be a
right.
contributor, D. I do.
I don't even
Right.
know. I think he's good for next season. I think he's
Me
fine. I
too.
think he'll be
Could be.
back at training
It
camp and
wasn't
everything
late in the
else.
year. I
Right.
don't
No,
blame.
not. It was in
Right.
the middle somewhere.
Right. Um.
Yeah, I'm a big Corey Thornton fan. You ready to move on to safeties, Pickle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I am. Yeah. Safety. Nick Scott and Isaiah Simmons. And yes, I said safety. The Panthers have an idea that Isaiah Simmons is going to be a better safety. And listen, as much as they use Moerig in the box, that's almost like saying a third linebacker. So, uh,
That's too
I,
hard hitting
I
safeties though, Pickle. I
yeah,
might be okay with that.
I think re-signing Isaiah Simmons is a no-brainer. And Nick Scott
Agreed.
did nothing that tells me he shouldn't come back, provided he gets a realistic contract. Y'all, what do you think of that?
You think he would take a backup pay and be a backup?
Yeah, I think he would.
That's gonna be very interesting. That's a situation to monitor
I
as well.
believe he would.
Do
He's a
you
really
add to that room, Pickle?
yeah.
Do
He's a
you
big.
draft for that position?
Uh, I think you add to it. You got to go out, but I would imagine it'd be a some sort of if they go out and get a center or get center, if they go out and get a safety in the draft, it won't be no higher than I don't believe it'll be any higher. I don't think they're going to draft a safety in the first or second round. So I just don't. So I believe that you're looking at a free agent safety, and I really could see. Uh, I
When are
could
they
see
gonna
Nick.
give Ransom the keys? I
Yeah,
forgot about him.
I can see them return. I can see them returning Nick as a starter and tell Ransom if you want that job, take it, and
He
let
needs
Ransom
to.
take it, and let him compete to take it. Ransom didn't. He was okay at times, but he really needs to develop a little bit more. I think I didn't see anything yesterday. I didn't see anything this year that told me he was ready to start.
I understand. That's what made me more intrigued on asking that question if you should add to the room or not. If it's
Right,
there and you feel like you can get an instant upgrade starter, I would probably do it.
right,
And that was my
Days,
initial thought from last year. Pickle is that
right,
coming into the draft last year that we need to really look at safety. So when we took Lathan Ransom, I thought, okay, well, this guy's going to be replacing Nick Scott. But after watching how things played out this year, that's not the case. Nick Scott did have a good season, definitely towards the end of the year. I feel like he played really strong for the Panthers back there at
Yeah,
safety.
he wasn't terrible.
And it's not the position I think they're looking to spend draft capital on. At least not high draft capital. I think they've got other holes that they're worried about more than they are here at safety. And we got to remember, Isaiah Simmons got Damani Richardson off this team. I don't even know if Richardson landed back on the practice squad or not. And that was kind of a surprise to me that it happened so quickly. But Simmons was making plays. Simmons was making plays on special teams and during the game itself. So he might end up being a bigger factor in our future than we think. He may be
Oh, I
the
hope
guy
so.
that's competing with Lathan Ransom for playing time.
I like that.
Is the way
I,
this is looking.
I would like to see Isaiah Simmons pop up
Me
and take
too.
the starting
I
job.
would too, Pickle. There you go, right there.
I think he's
And
more along
I
that.
was I was the one that was turning up my nose when Simmons kind of came here. Because I was like, yeah, we've been chasing him forever, and now he comes here kind of like a clowny situation. But I think he still has untapped potential. I don't know what it is. He's never locked. I feel like he possesses. Hopefully we can get out of him.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything when they brought him in. I really didn't. I was like, well, he hasn't done much else. I mean, what is he really
Right.
going to do here on this team? But
Right.
he popped off. He popped off quick and
He did.
was making plays for us and making differences in the game. And he's a guy that's more like Morig that can really
Yes.
come down and help in the running game. And that's why so many fans want to move him to linebacker so bad. But I don't think that's how the Panthers value him. I think they value him as like a Morig style safety.
Right.
And if they get the opportunity to use him down in the box a little bit, Pickle, I think they will. And he may very
Uh
well
huh.
crack the starting lineup, like Cole was saying.
Maybe.
He's
Yeah.
got a lot of upside with the Panthers, the way they used him, from what I
The
saw.
way I see him as as a uh, understand as far as the outside linebacker, as a right outside linebacker in a Thomas Davis and Brooks type guy situation, a cover linebacker. Um, I can see him in that range of quite a bit in those type of play in a Tampa 2 defense. He would be a great outside linebacker. His job is basically to cover and stop the run. And in reality, he could very well do that really well with Ivero's system because Ivero uses his strong safeties like an in the box linebacker. Don't forget when he was with the Giants, he also started some games at nickel and at backup safety up there with the Giants in the same broadcast. So he can cover. Make no mistake about that.
We would need to improve at nickel, probably. I think most
Right.
fans would agree that we would like to improve at the nickel position. We're looking for
Absolutely.
some competition there, if you want to use the terms of our own Panthers front office.
Right. Absolutely.
I
And
hope we hit on one free agent, like big time, at least like a Morig to me.
right.
We do something like that again for the secondary, then we'll agree.
Right. Well, let me give you a
Now
hint.
that you got me going, Pickle, I don't
Well,
think Ransom's ready either. I think he will be eventually, but I don't think you start
right.
him out there week one.
Let me give you a hint. Y'all, the last 2 years, Dan Morgan has tried very hard to upgrade the linebacker room
Yep, he's
in
got to
free
get that.
agency, and he's failed at both because the people choose somewhere else. I don't think he fails this time. I think he gets a linebacker.
I mean, is Devin Lloyd the bona fide number one linebacker for free agents out of
Yeah.
Jacksonville right now? Though I
Yes.
really can't think of too many other ones,
Right.
unfortunately.
Well, there is some, and we'll go over it
I'm
Monday
sure there is.
or Thursday.
Yeah, we will. I'll have my
Um,
homework ready for Thursday.
right. Sam Martin, punter Sam Martin, and J.J. Jansen, the long snapper. Would you bring both them back or let them both walk?
You said the long snapper and who?
And the punter Sam Martin.
I did not think Sam Martin was going to have a good season, and he played a lot better than I thought he would, Pickle. So I'm okay keeping him. And of course, you got to keep the general. You got to keep the mayor. Jansen plays as long as he wants to.
Yeah, I'm at the point now, Pickle. We got to get Jansen to 20 years. This will be
Yeah,
year 18, right? Coming up. So we got to get
yeah.
him to
I
20
think he might
years with
be
the
trying to
Panthers.
get into that.
I think he can do it. He's got to be on this team. It's like now he's got so much history with the team. It's like I can't. It'd break my heart to see him leave at this point. He's just had to suck it
Yeah.
up, Buttercup, and stay on that field. And
That's it.
Sam Martin, like Cole said, Pickle, and I've said it before. I was pleasantly surprised with how he performed. He ended up being one of the punters in the league with a great average yards per punt or
Right.
whatever it was. So he had multiple plays I remember during games where he pinned down the offense. So yeah, bring Sam back.
Right.
He just
And
sounds like an overreaction.
I tell you what, I'm going to
Really
shock y'all. I think we should let J.J. Jensen walk.
No, Pickle.
It's time. We could
No,
bring
Pickle.
Brady Christensen back as a long snapper and let him take snaps. Might stay healthier that way. Bad idea. Let JJ stay around. He's already 50 years old. Might as well let him retire at 50.
You stop
I'm
it. You stop it, Pickle.
Leave the
I'm just
mayor alone.
I'm just messing. Everybody, calm down. I'm just messing. That's what D says. Stop it.
It's too late. I already took my shirt off. Now I'm upset.
Yeah.
Well,
Now you got him worked up.
don't. Best I tell you is don't turn your camera on.
Yeah, put your shirt back on. No, I'm fine. No, I'm
Right.
fine. I knew you were
Uh,
kidding. I know you do that on Madden. That's why I thought it was
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. On no, not I haven't this year. This year, if I cut JJ and I don't have a long snapper, my long snaps are really bad. So I got to keep JJ at least for the first year.
I hear you.
They changed that on Madden, and it's all messed up. But
I
anyway,
mean, I'm sure you can trade for some absolute bullshit.
yeah,
You know,
there's ways around it. You got the edit screen. You can raise some of these guys' long snapper abilities up, and it makes up for it. Anyway, uh, the restricted free agents, and to be clear, restricted free agents mean that you can tag them at a price, and the Panthers can tender him a contract and then match any offer made by another team if another team wants to sign them. For you have tight end James Mitchell, defensive end LeBron Leray, outside linebacker Thomas Incombe, and linebacker Claudette Clares. Now, in my opinion, I would bring James Mitchell back. I would um uh I'm not certain I would bring the rest back, but I think the Panthers will try to. Uh, they like the special teams ability of Thomas Incombe and Claudette Claris, but Claudette, they tried to start him a few times, and he just can't
he
stay
wasn't
healthy
bad
long
till
enough.
he got injured.
Yeah, he just can't stay healthy long enough.
No,
So
he can't
and
be a full timer, unfortunately.
Good
what
Lord,
they
he can
could,
thump though. He can
yeah,
hit though.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness
what
gracious.
what they could do, D's, they could tag them in like a seventh round because they get to pick the round. They could tag him like in a sixth or seventh round. That way, if somebody wants them bad enough, they just have to give up a seventh round pick for him.
I didn't know that's how that worked. That's interesting.
So,
I
right,
would think that I don't think Mitchell is as safe. James Mitchell is as safe as we would like for him to be. Pickle.
right,
I think that me and you believe in this tight end room more than Panthers fans,
right.
and we may believe in this tight end room more than the Panthers themselves. And we're going to find
That's
out.
possible.
We are absolutely going to find out
That's
because if
that's
it was
possible.
me or you, I think we just leave it
Right,
alone. We
right.
just go
You're
with
right.
what we got. What we
You're
got's pretty
absolutely
good,
right.
pretty
Right,
solid compared to what we've had in the past when you
right,
consider how long Ian Thomas was on this team. But
right.
with that being said, I would do James Mitchell, of course. I'm a fan of the tight end room like you. Ray, man, we have got to upgrade that. We have got to upgrade where Ray is playing.
Yeah.
Income could be back as just a special teamers, and then Claude. I don't know what they do with him. He's got upside. He really
Right.
does.
He
He's
does.
got upside, but he's got downside too. And the downside is availability and the injuries. So, do the
Right.
Panthers outweigh the upside over the downside? Tough call for me. But if I was going to make an overall suggestion for this group, I'd say sign two and let the other two go.
Right. Absolutely. And now for the last two exclusive rights free agency. These gentlemen will be tagged a certain amount, and they either negotiate with the Panthers and sign it, or they basically are out of the league. They don't have any rights to go with anyone else or talk with anybody else. So that's why they're called exclusive rights. So, Cole, do
Yes,
you
sir.
think Jalen Walker accepts the offer he's given?
Jalen Walker accepted an offer from who?
Jalen Coker, does he accept the
Coker.
offer for the Panthers?
He absolutely needs to accept the offer for the Panthers because we've seen that Xavier Legette can't be a solid number two, so that option is still on the table for him. I think if you told Jalen Coker he can get paid like a wide receiver two, and then have aspirations of him putting up numbers like a wide receiver two, where else in the league is he going to be able to go and do that right now? I think it'd be a good thing for both parties, honestly.
Right, right.
Yeah, I think Jalen Cooker's father doesn't let Jalen Cooker not sign that contract. We know that
Yeah,
Cooker's
really.
father is a Panthers fan,
Right.
and like you said, it's either he signs here or nowhere. So um, I, I think we'll give him a good offer, a fair offer for the production that we've seen over his first two seasons, and it'll probably be somewhat prudent because we know Brant Tillis isn't going to give him some crazy amount. He's going to give him a good
No.
solid offer, and I think Cooker's father makes sure he signs here and he remains a Panther. Now, the Bryson Tremaine conversation is interesting to me, Pickle, because we saw how much Dave Canales believed in Bryson Tremaine when roster cuts came this past year. Many Panthers fans, or almost all Panthers fans, didn't have Bryson Tremaine making the roster. But it seemed like Dave Canales committed to him early and stuck with it. And I guess, in the running game, blocking, it paid off. It paid dividends. And of course, on special teams, that guy continues to make plays. But how do you see him shaping up going forward with Bryson Tremaine? Do you think it's a done deal already because of the love Dave Canales showed him, or do you think that it's possibility he might not be on this team next year?
It's a tough call, brother. I'm not sure how it would shake out. I don't even want to predict it.
You might be muted, Pickle.
He probably is. Or did you freeze?
We can't hear you, Pickle. You
Hey,
okay?
I'm
There you
sitting here,
are.
got myself unmuted. What?
There you go.
I was looking up Michael's question for him, and uh, anyhow, uh, yeah, I believe Bryson Tremaine stays. Uh, I believe Dave asked him, or Dave. I believe they offer him a contract and he stays.
What is he basically? Wide receiver five?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now, but he's. You got to remember he's floated around in quite a many different teams, practice squads. He's not really young.
No, he's got some years in the league. Yeah.
Right.
I
So
think I think he had three,
yeah, I think
and
so.
last year was his fourth. I
Right.
think I'm not even
He's
sure.
26 years old.
Yeah.
He's played for the Commanders and the Cardinals. He really has. He's played for the Commanders and the Cardinals. He was with the Commanders for 23 and 24, and he was at the Cardinals for just a short time. And then he became with the Panthers. Now, that being said, he's no, I'm sorry. He was with the college football for the Stanford Cardinals. My mistake. My mistake. Anyway, uh,
The
but
Oh, I
audio
got you.
crash.
but
I got you.
right, but now Bryson Tremaine, I think he's a good guy to keep around. Um, I think he takes the place of. I mean, you're not. The one thing about it, a lot of people in the league, a lot of fans think we have to go out and get a free agent wide receiver or draft one. If you do that, then somebody can't stay. You can't. Somebody's got to go, and that's how it's going to end up being. But as far as entering camp, I think I think both these two gentlemen, Coker and Bryson Tremaine, enters training camp with us.
Let me tell you something about this, Pickle. There's a bunch of hands in that wide receiver room. And
Right.
I don't mean guys catching the football. I mean Dave Canales, Brad Idzik, and I think it's Moore that's the coach. Dave, is it David Moore that's the over the wide receivers. Anyway, I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, you got all three of those coaches that have been wide receiver coaches before, and I think this is their little baby project. That it is absolutely they want to develop these wide receivers like no other team in the NFL is what it feels like to me. And they may get a little quirky on us and switch some guys around or move some guys around or change out some people that we didn't see because this is such their pet project. I mean, it really
Right.
feels like that to me for the Panthers, that they want this wide receiver room to be special and to grow and develop in a new and different way than we've ever seen it do before in the past. And that's not saying much because it's tough to grow and develop in a new and different way than we've ever seen it do.
Sorry. Go ahead, Deez.
No, you're fine. I was getting some like feedback or whatever. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with the wide receiver room, especially at the bottom. I expect to see some churn, to be totally honest with you. And I don't know that they're fully satisfied with what they got. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it would be a surprise to all Panthers fans if they did something like move around Jimmy Horn and put him on the practice squad or something like that. Like
Right.
I see some churn down there at the bottom. Like they just got a lot of hands in there, a lot of guys that know the wide receiver position, that's coached in the NFL for many years, and they've got a real high expectation of what they want to see on the field, and it's showed so far. I mean, it really has. It's paid dividends considering what we've got and what we've accomplished. So I continue to see that to trend in that direction going forward, Pickle.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think we have some growing to do as a team, but I also think we have some growing to do as a head coach, or as a coaching staff overall. Um, Ivero nearly got a head coach job this year. I don't expect. I don't really expect him to be with us after next season if we have a successful season. Um, you know, contrary to some Fox reporters who shouldn't be reporting anything to do with sports because they don't really know what the hell they're talking about. So, uh,
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I really do. I really do. We've got to get better at coaching. Okay,
right,
and it wouldn't hurt if we got a little better at being GM too. Just to
right,
be honest. I mean,
absolutely,
I ain't mad at Dan. I don't think we should fire Dan. I don't think Tepper should slap Dan or anything crazy. I really don't. I just think we need to get a little bit better each and every year.
Slap.
Yeah, I think Dan's the guy that's going to continue to work hard. I think he learned that in his years in the NFL. He's going to continue to grind away. He's going to be a better GM. He's going to be the best GM he can. And hey, we could do a little better at scouting too, Pickle.
right, absolutely.
We changed
You're
some
right.
scouts
Always
out.
improve everywhere across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're primed to do it. And this is a make or break year for Dave. It really is. He could come out here and look bad in the first 5 games, and he might lose every bit of momentum that he had from what he built this season. You think about that. He starts out 0-5 or something. That would break every bit of
Yeah,
momentum
that'll
he had.
terminate anybody.
Yeah, that'll get you straight up out the NFL quick. So it's not only the growth of Dave Canales, it's the growth of the guys underneath him too. And don't think this defense can't break the back of this offense, because it most certainly can. We saw it happen in games this year, and we saw the defense keep the Panthers offense in games this year. So
Right.
it's gotta be from everybody, and it's special teams included. We can't afford to keep turning the ball over in special teams like we do. It's every side. Every phase of football needs to improve with this Carolina Panthers team, or we're not doing it right, because we're young enough, especially with us keeping a record number of rookies on the roster last year. We're young enough that we should improve next year just naturally, without the additions. And of course, I know that this podcast is going to focus on the additions and the draft picks because that's what people want to know. But the fact of the matter is, the players need to grow themselves and get better than they were this year.
I agree.
Like, comment, and
That's really
subscribe.
well said, brother.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw
Like,
the
comment,
water on the
and
blanket there.
subscribe.
No, it's very true. That's exactly what we'll be doing too.
You're absolutely fine. Um, y'all, that's all I got for tonight. Um, I really don't.
Great show. That's all I got too, my friend.
Uh, I mean, it's kind of as we want to say. Right now, it's kind of vacation time. The team, I think the teams will take a couple weeks off and then come back and fire it up for the combine. I'm not certain when the combine starts. I'll have to look that up and let y'all know in the next show.
You had a list earlier, but I don't have it ready to
Right.
put it up on screen or anything. But yeah, we've got that information ready. We've got a great cold show scheduled for Thursday. We thank each and every one of you that joined Deal with it. Episode 13, you're in the teens already. Pickle, look at you. And it's been an exciting journey with you guys. We appreciate each and every one of you. We need those likes, we need those shares, we need those subscribes. It's for the YouTube algorithm more than it is for our ego.
Right.
We know you guys tune in. We appreciate you all. Just make sure you hit the thumb because it'll just murder our poor little video. Won't let it go nowhere without those thumbs. So make sure you hit that.
Right.
And we're looking for invaders for Friday. You know, we took a Friday off. Pickle was war slap out. They podcasted late on the Cold Show on Thursday. It was a fantastic show. You guys showed us that with all the likes and all the views that video got and that live show got. So thank y'all for that. But we're going back into free agency on Thursday on the Cold Show.
Mhm.
Make sure you're here with us for it. And then Friday, we're looking for invaders. We want to talk some Panthers football. We want you to talk some Panthers football.
That's a
I'm
fact.
tired of listening to Pickle talk. He talks to me all the time. He won't shut up about these Carolina Panthers. Come and join us. Be an
I
invader
don't
on the
blame
show.
you.
It's going to be a great time. We're going to keep score. And, hey, the chat can win too. So let the chat show up in full force and let it be known that the chat is the mightiest in Panthers Nation. But we'll see you Thursday, probably around the same time, 7:30,
Yes, sir.
7:45 for the Cold Show. We appreciate each and one of you.
I don't think the chat can beat me on Friday. I don't think it's possible. I don't think there's enough intelligent people out there in
Ooh-wee.
Panther fandom to come on Friday and beat me. I just don't see
Y'all
it's
come
possible.
shut that man up, Joey.
I was watching football before half of you was out of diapers. I was watching football before some of you was in diapers.
Right.
Well, if that makes you a little salty against Pickle, well, you know where to be. Be with us on Friday, probably closer to 8 p.m. or so for a start time there, or same in the same range, 7:30, 7:45. We're pretty consistent around that time. So look for Invaders Friday, but don't miss us Thursday for the Cole Show. Great episode coming up, looking at these NFL free agents and who you might want to target for the Panthers and who Cole is thinking that the Panthers might target as well. I'm excited for it. It should be a great week for the Blue and Black attack, Pickle.
Yep,
Yes,
keep
sir.
pounding, y'all.
Keep pounding, Pickle.
Hang on.
See you there, Pickle.
Well, these